Hey Soul Family, welcome to Eringy. I'm Erin. Welcome to your monthly energy forecast for September 2023. So as per usual, as with every month and every reading that we do, go grab yourself a pen and paper, write down your own insights, your intuitive inspiration that you receive, and maybe even just get some water or maybe a herbal cup of tea or something along those lines, just so you can get super comfortable and treat this as a sacred time to commune with spirit. So go do those things and let's get started. Alrighty, gorgeous. So just as a recap, last month of August, the theme, like the overarching theme, was all about surrender. Okay, so surrender was more along the lines of tuning into the emotions that were just no longer serving you anymore and just being able to let those go. Obviously, a little more detail was put into it, but just to kind of refresh your memory, that's what we were working with last month. And as you know, the months just roll into one another. So we're going to carry through with that energy and sort of see what September is going to bring for us. So the theme for September, drum roll please. Oh, beautiful. Is harmony. That's what we're going to be working on for the rest of this month. Harmony. And harmony to me for this particular time is really about balance. That's really what we've been searching for this entire year so far, is to find balance. And yeah, that's really kind of shown up a fair bit. Harmony is almost like an additional word or a synonym. Oh, big fancy word. For this particular month, let me just sort of tune in a little bit more. Yeah, I feel like it's where you're dropping into your heart space a lot more and rekindling that fire within you, but not the active fire, you know, when we sort of say, feel the fire in your belly and go do that. This really feels more like a, you know, so you can drop into that heart space and find balance and find a sense of, what's that word? Because I'm feeling it. Harmony can always sort of feel like everything is going okay. Everything feels balanced. And so for you, this may be showing up in your relationship. So you might just sort of feel like you've kind of come to a good place. So come to a place where it might have been a little uncertain, whereas now you're like, yep, okay, now I know. And I'm feeling harmonious. I'm feeling good about that. So this can, show up in relationships, can also show up in career. So maybe you've just found your thing. Maybe you've found your purpose, your passion, and you've been able to step into that and start to express it the way you really want to. And that's finding harmony. Okay, so what a beautiful, beautiful energy of this month. I know that this year in overall has been pretty hectic. So I'm feeling good that Spirit's got some good news for us. So let's just have a look and see where you're at. Yeah, okay. So where you're at the moment is that you have started to already do like the hard work of planting the seed. Okay, so you know, obviously seeds don't grow right away. They're going to need some nurturing, some love, some support, food, water, all the necessities, but then also they need that energy of goodness, you know. So sometimes when we're feeding something that we really want to grow into, so if this is like a goal that you have or a relationship, you realize that it's going to take time to sort of reach this point of feeling harmonious, but you're actually okay to do the work. And you've sort of already been doing that anyway, especially through this year. Because you've been so internal this year, you're doing the hard work of sort of bettering yourself. It does mean that things are really going to start to flourish. And you're likely already sort of seeing that in the outside world. You're getting snippets of information or even physical representations that what you have planted is actually starting to flourish, which is a really, really beautiful thing. So I love that you are starting to see that or even sense it. Yes, excellent. Okay, so how is this affecting you? I mean, it's probably going to be a good thing because, yeah, it is, because this is a good thing. Financial and material changes. Okay, so now we're kind of looking more in the physical area of your life. So no doubt, because you've nurtured this goal, you've nurtured either this relationship or you've nurtured a career, you've nurtured your purpose, okay, you are going to start to see signs of progress, okay, in the outside world. Okay, so that's really good. I feel that is you're. It's just going to put your mind at ease. Yeah. I think that we we're human. So because we are here in a 3D world, we really do need the physical things to show up for us so that we do know whether we're on the right track. So sometimes it's just not enough for me to say to you, hey, you're on the right track, keep going. Yeah, maybe that is enough and maybe it's not. But this month of September, you will actually start to see some physical changes. And those changes will be almost like further confirmation that what you're doing is necessary, is needed, is wanted. Yeah, even if it doesn't feel like it, you still know that this is part of the process. And it's a result of you planting that seed a while ago and just constantly giving it love, constantly giving it nourishment. Okay, so yeah, so expect to start to see some material changes in your life, and I'm not really talking about just like really big things. So it might be up to you to really try to keep this particular one in mind so that you are aware of it and you're going to be looking for it. Okay, so you expect it. I don't feel like it's going to be an experience where it'll just sort of hit you in the face. I think it's more of a gentle change. Yeah, which isn't a bad thing, but just so you are aware of it, maybe sort of, keep those eyes open, okay, and expect it. Alrighty, so that's kind of what's happening. What are you going to release this month? What are you ready just to go, I'm done? Let's have a look. Okay, Triumph card. Oh, it's a major one as well. Okay, this is the Triumph card. I'm just going to sit with this one for a bit. Yeah, okay, so no longer being held back. Alrighty, cool. Just moving forward. Okay, so it's not that you are surrendering to triumph. This is more you surrendering to the process, surrendering to flow. And for that, you will be triumphant. I just really want to tune into what this is. I have this image of you here, right? And then there's like a bunch of people here, and I can almost see, and it's going to sound a little weird, but I'm a visual person. It's almost like these people here have got like these little ropes that are connected to you, and they've been pulling it so that you've been kind of like sort of not really getting momentum or just not being able to just go when you want to go. And to me, this feels like those ropes are starting to, what's that word, like sever? Is that right? That doesn't sound right. But when you look at a rope and the little twine bits start to come away, so the rope gets thinner and thinner, that's what I'm seeing in my mind. So you are here, these people are here, those ropes are getting thinner and thinner, and as a result, you're able to sort of move further away and really sort of step into who you want to be. And this can create new goals for you, new opportunities. So this month, you're ready to kind of choose, I guess, choose to not be kind of held back by these people. Now, I'm just wondering if maybe these people kind of make you feel like you are really needed. And, you know, you feel like there's a part of you that's feels obligated to stay. Yeah, if that's the case, obviously it's your decision as to whether you do or not. But in some ways, it means that you're living a life for them and not living your own life as well. So maybe that's something that you might want to explore September, is to explore. Are there people in my life? Is there some person in my life? Is there an obligation in my life? It might not even be people, okay? So it could just be a responsibility that you have, that you feel obligated to do, when really in reality you aren't, but you might feel like you are. Okay, so once you can figure that out, I feel like those ropes will start to kind of thin out a bit, and you'll have a little bit more leeway, a bit more room to kind of grow, spread your wings a bit more. Okay, so I'm really hoping that that makes sense to you. So if that's what you're surrendering to this feeling of being obligated, or because that's really getting in the way of you finding harmony in your life as well. Yeah, so you're always going to come back to this thing. Okay, so if that's what you're surrendering, what are you going to embrace? I always love this one. Hey, solar plexus. That actually is, that's actually very, very in keeping to the surrender part. What you're willing to embrace, oh my gosh, this powerhouse of light, powerhouse of energy. This is confidence, this is courage, bravery. This is your internal fire. So the solar plexus chakra, the element for this is fire. So it sits above your navel and it burns. So it's the fuel that you need to be the type of person you want to be unapologetically. Okay, so you will be, it's a super, my belief with all chakras is that they've got their own little superpowers. So this is a superpower, the confidence that you can have. You've got this potential to really stick up for yourself, stand in your power, move forward. Even if you're feeling a little bit frightened or a little uncertain, there's this part in you that's kind of like, yeah, but think of the potential. Think of the possibilities. So instead of thinking about what's the worst thing that could happen from that, think about what's the best thing that could happen. And that's where your energy really needs to be, okay? So this is what's going to assist you in doing that. So, woo, excellent. I can feel that. I'm feeling really, I'm feeling energetic. And so that's obviously a channeling how you too will be feeling throughout September, if you choose to embrace that part of self. So if you're feeling like you're not courageous, if you don't feel very confident in your path, or you're second guessing yourself all the time, highly recommend that you work with your solar plexus chakra. So you can do this multiple ways. You can embrace yellow crystals into your life. So you could use citron, yellow jasper, even carnelian as well. It's not yellow, but it does sort of assist the solar plexus. You could do small things each day that are a little out of your comfort zone. But once you do them, you're going to find a newfound confidence as well. Okay, so sometimes we just have to do it, fake it till you make it type thing. So so explore that this month of September, and you are going to start to really feel liberated. Yeah, and this is a way of finding harmony. So maybe there was a part of you that just hasn't been feeling very confident. So you're going to feel a little bit of, not icky, but it's just hasn't been feeling, the scales of balance have been feeling like they've been tipping fairly dramatically. And that's a given. Like I too have been feeling that this whole year. So it's really, really nice to see that we're going to have a little bit more balance this month. Alrighty, so as you are moving through this gorgeous month of September, what can you expect to achieve, or maybe what you might accomplish? Gorgeous, hope, beautiful. I'm going to just allow they're saying like a moth to a flame. Okay, so I'm assuming you're the flame. Which, I mean, we were just talking about, oh my gosh, I love how spirit has this beautiful way of tying everything together. Ugh, beautiful. Anyway, fire. Okay, the element of solar plexus chakra is your fire, and they're sort of saying like moth to a flame, and you are the flame. So, I don't know, maybe how have you been feeling in a sense of finding your tribe? Do you feel as though you have created or formed some genuine relationships? Or do you feel like maybe those relationships have sort of kind of passed just organically? Some relationships just don't last. And, or maybe it's a relationship within yourself. What we find is that when we do such big work on ourselves, so when we are really trying to better ourselves and just be a better person, that does change our relationships in the outer world too, because when you think about it, energy is energy and we attract what we put out. So whatever's going on internally is pretty much what goes on externally as well. So, excuse me, my nose is so itchy today. So I feel like for this month, you're going to accomplish this sense of connection or a deeper connection with people who you either know or you don't know. But if it's connection with people that you know, it's like a deeper connection. It feels like you're finding out more about them, and it's like this new appreciation for the friendships or just the relationships that you have with them. Okay, and if it's with people that you don't know, well, that's beautiful too, because it's just this new, you're experiencing something new through these people as well. So, let me just... Okay, and there's another thing that they're sort of saying too, is that because you're starting to be in a better space mentally, emotionally, spiritually, it means that you have more to give to others as well. And I know that you are that type of person because, you wouldn't be watching this video. So energy, it's all about energy. Okay, so it means that you have more space for other people as well. When they are going through certain challenges, you feel like you've got capacity to hold space for them too. So, and that's just part of your mission as well. Like you've got multiple different purposes. We all do. One of them though is for you to be that vessel. Yeah, that vessel. So you're going to accomplish this sense of being needed in a very different way, but you're not going to be feeling used. And that's beautiful. There's a big difference between feeling needed and feeling like you're being used. Yeah, so that's really, really nice. Alrighty. Okay, so let's have a look at what to avoid. Okay, so this card is called Passion Ignited. And I'm coming back, it's funny. I'm coming back to that vision I was telling you about where, you've got the people here and the rope and you. Yeah. Okay. What is it about that image? I feel like this is just going to be a repetitive message, but we all need to hear this, and we're going to be ready to hear it at different times. Everybody's going to have an opinion about what you do with your life. Like, let's face it. So, you've got a different goal. You might be in a relationship. You might be, exploring a different career or whatever it is that's going on that you're like, I think I want to change things up a little bit. You're going to find that people have an opinion about that, whether you ask for it or not. It's really quite funny, isn't it? And sometimes those opinions really aren't very, they're just not helpful because, they're only basing their opinion on what they know within their life and their own confidence levels. So we're going back to the solar plexus chakra there. Okay, so they don't know you and they don't know your capabilities, your abilities, your skills, your desires, all of the good stuff. So they may know you to a degree, but really the only person that's actually going to know the full story is yourself, your higher self. Okay, so what I would suggest for September, if there's ever a time during this month you're feeling like you have this particular thing that you really want to achieve, but then you are getting opinions being, given to you, whether you were asking for it or not. I suggest that if those opinions really aren't helpful, if they're really not assisting you, if they're just not feeling right, then yeah, that's all it is. It's just like, okay, you can have an opinion, but I'm just going to be doing it my way anyway, okay? It doesn't mean that this is coming from ego, by the way, but I feel as though there is a lot of these obligations, responsibilities put onto you, and it does feel like it's been kind of holding you back a fair bit. Keep in mind too, things are synchronistically timed, okay? So if they were doing that, it just means that maybe some other things needed to be created that needed to fall into place for you to be able to fully step into reaching this particular goal of yours. However, this month is a little bit of a test as to whether or not you are so completely and utterly committed to this particular goal, okay? And that test is going to come from people sort of saying to you, hey, are you sure that you should be doing that? I don't know, like maybe you could wait a little bit. And it might not even be people. Sorry, I'm just also just general experiences. Okay, so all right, here I'm going to give you an example. I'm really good for examples. Okay, when I'm starting something new, right, especially with work, I find pretty much without fail something will go wrong technologically speaking. I have a love-hate relationship with technology, but without fail, I will start something and the computer will crash, or the internet will just drop out, or I'll do all of this work and then somehow it just gets wiped off the computer without me even like pressing a button, those kinds of things. So when I'm trying something new and those things start happening, I will sit there and I'm like, now, is there a reason for that? Is the universe trying to tell me that I shouldn't be doing this? Okay, so that's another example. If it's not people that are telling you that you shouldn't, it could just be other experiences like technology doing something, or other kind of situations that might show up where you're like, oh, hang on a sec, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Okay, so sometimes those things do happen because it's, they are trying to stop you and it's for a good reason. However, when you are feeling doubtful, hand on heart, okay, this is literally all you need to do. Hand on heart, close the eyes, take some deep breaths and ask yourself, what does my spirit have to say about this? Okay? That is how you connect to your higher self, your higher wisdom. That's the area of you that is not inhibited by ego, is inhibited by the outside world. It just knows the full truth. Okay, the full truth. So if you are in that moment and you're just wondering, I don't know, maybe this is wrong, just take a sec. Okay, take a moment. Hold space for your higher self and let it speak to you. What comes through to you will be subtle. It'll be quick, okay? Ego is going to try and step in, alrighty? So it's the first things that you hear first will be your higher self speaking to you, all right? Nice little exercise there. I like it. Okay, so let's kind of wrap up this beautiful month of September with a little bit more advice, or maybe some truth. Are we just saying that? The truth card. All right, so this is kind of like the summary of everything. If you are seeking harmony, okay, so you're seeking a balance, you are seeking the feelings of love, of ease, peace, contentment, all right, then those things really aren't possible to achieve unless you are absolutely true to yourself. unless you absolutely commit to being who you are, unless you stick up for yourself, unless you identify your true needs. Okay? So if this is part of your goal, like, you are just wanting to not necessarily have a specific goal, but even if you've got like a generalized goal where you just want to feel good, maybe you're just really tired of feeling like shit. So in essence, you want harmony. Then the truth card, right? It's a big deal. It's like a stepping stone for you to reach that sense of harmony. So I'm wondering, maybe when I look at all of these cards, is there anywhere in this that I've said to you where you might be even lying to yourself? Okay, so I'm not saying that in a cruel way, but come on, we do. There are things that we do in life where we just convince ourselves that it really doesn't matter, or it really doesn't affect us, or whatever. And deep down it actually does. Okay, so maybe this month of September, this could be your month where you fire up the solar plexus chakra, you find the confidence to explore what's the actual truth. What do you really want? Like, come on, deep down, what do you really want? Don't worry about what you're afraid of, whether it will happen, whether it won't. What's the truth? What's the truth around what you want? What's the truth around who you want to be? What's the truth around what's the kind of world you want to live in? Okay? So it's such a simple thing, isn't it? And you do find that. I often find that when I'm seeking some guidance from more like the spiritual perspective, or I tap into my higher self, the answers that I seek are always so simple, and sometimes they get very overlooked. Sometimes I feel like we like to overcomplicate things. It's quite simple. What's the truth? Okay, so what is the truth? What's holding you back? What's stopping you from finding harmony in your life? You should be journaling that down in your journal. That might be super helpful. I feel like this September has got like a lot of like little mini activities that we can do. It's quite cool. And it's not feeling so energetically charged like some of the other months that we've been experiencing. So that's a really, really nice thing. All right, so let me know how you're finding this, how it's showing up in your life, or what you're looking forward to experiencing this September. I'd love to know. So leave a comment, give me thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I will catch you very soon. Sending you so much love. Happy September. Namaste.